Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela, and I saw a video earlier today from somebody. They were doing, I think, their top 10 decks of the year. This deck, which is the Haunted House Tarot, was one of them. It's by Sasha Graham and Mirko. I'm not even going to say it. I'm just going to show it because I don't want to butcher that. And it's by Los Scarabero. And they were speaking of, they think there's an entity now in their house because the house has gotten, what do you call it? They had some remodeling done, and she thinks there's noises now when nobody's in the room, and certain things happening. And I was like, that would be so cool if I do this spread I always do for my house for you. I've never done it for anybody else. And she's like, yeah, it'd be interesting to hear what you got to say. And I'm not going to name her name here because I don't know that she wants me to. I will send her the link. So if she decides to share that, that's fine. But this is for, she knows who she's for. She knows who this is for. So I did a quick meditation a little bit ago. I, of course, decided to use this deck because it's the Haunted House Tarot. And, you know, what better way to see if your house is haunted than use the Haunted House Tarot. Plus, it's one of her top 10 decks. And I just thought it was interesting to use this. I don't use this usually other than Halloween. So, and I didn't use it at all this year. So, we're going to find this quite interesting. So, the questions I have, and I don't have them, I can't find the actual spread that I usually use, but the first question is, who are you? The 2 through 4 is just like personality traits, anything about this person. And then this last card is, do you have any messages for me? So to me, they're straight and to the point. And I just realized I was going to use this other card or other deck for something. Hold on. I don't know if it'll even let me pause it. Just a second. I don't know if I'm going to hit the camera or not. But I was going to use the Clarity Tarot real quick because it's strictly used for yes or no questions. To find out, first of all, is there an entity in the house? And then I went off the premise. I did the meditation and drew the cards for the spread with the intention of, obviously, if there isn't one in the house. So, and I just use, I try to use this deck whenever I can, the Clarity Tarot, because I don't have any other decks that do yes or no questions. So we're going to do best out of 3. Is there an entity in her house? There's a yes. Hold on. They're all falling apart in my hands. Sorry. Let me shuffle. Is there an entity in her house? There's another yes. And then we'll pull this third one. Yes. So there's 3 yeses. So yes, there is something in her home. That's how I use that tarot deck, pretty much. The cardstock's awful. So, before we get into the spread, I'm going to pull from my Carolyn Myss Archetypes cards by Carolyn Myss. It's published by Hay House. Because I've been using this a lot more lately to find out personality types and things like that. I think it's very interesting. And after seeing someone use this deck mediumistically, I'm like, wow, that's awesome. Because I've used it for past life work only. And using it for mediumistic readings, kind of cool. And it's kind of hard to shuffle this way, so I'm going to shuffle behind camera. The entity in her house. We get a card to determine personality. Personality. Child nature. And it's funny because when I first started, what was it? When I first sat down here and I pulled this deck out and I started kind of meditating with the deck in hand, I literally heard the song, and she can tell me later if this does any way, shape, or form make any sense to her. I heard the song. It came out, I think it said 1963. I kept hearing lollipops, but I kept hearing it in the song form, and I'm like, is that a real song or am I making it up? So I looked it up, and it was a real song. It's Sunshine, Lollipops, and Rainbows. Came out in 1963 by Leslie Gore. She sang it. So that immediately made me think of a female maybe showing up here. And then as I was dropping this card, because this card up here is who's in my house. These three are personality, and then this last one is what message you have for me. As soon as I drop this card, because I haven't looked at them yet, I literally sound like I heard an old lady screaming at me, and I heard, stop with the damn light already. The lights, stop with the damn light switch already. And I'm like, what? So I don't know if that means anything to her or not, but maybe you're changing out the light switch and she doesn't like it. But I heard like almost kind of like a northern accent, not so much Boston, but like just north, if that makes any sense. And I was like, stop with the damn light switch already. And I'm like, what? So I just thought that was interesting that every time I start to do a reading with tarot, other abilities kick in. So I just thought that was interesting. And then the Sunshine, Rainbows, and Lollipops, that song it stopped playing nonstop in my head since I started this. So she's going to have to let me know what she thinks of that. So for the child nature, and I did get this more lighthearted, not so much a child itself, but more of a lighthearted, like Sunshine, Rainbows, and Lollipops, or Sunshine, Lollipops, and Rainbows is the name of the song. So it kind of goes to me with what the energy is I'm feeling there. And this says, light attribute, friendships with animals, communication with nature spirits. And then the shadow, I don't know why I turned it upside down. Shadow attribute, tendency to abuse animals, people, and the environment. So I do feel like this is more of the light attribute coming through. Like, this person was a very bubbly person in life. They were very take people by storm, like with their bubbly, like no one could not be happy in their presence. Yeah, that's what I'm getting from that. So for question 1 in this deck, since I've rambled on for over 8 minutes already and we haven't even got to the deck yet, who is with me, or who is with her? And I got the devil card. And again, I just heard again the stop with the damn light switch already. I almost feel like they're kind of, whoever it is aggravated at some type of remodeling going on, is what I'm feeling. But they're such a bubbly nature person that they're trying to come off as this devil, this mean spirit that's storming your house, and they're not. And they're like, oh, I'm going to chain you up, I'm going to do things, I'm going to mess with the lights, I'm going to mess with this, and just to get your attention, to make you realize, I need you to stop with the light switch already. But I don't see them coming off this way. They're trying to portray themselves as this way. They're trying to make themselves bigger than they are, if that makes sense. More larger than life than they are. More scarier than they are. And then for cards 2, 3, and 4, it's basically like a more personality traits. And I got, what is that? Justice. And it's a little off balance here. I don't know why I feel like this is a time frame of when they lived in this house. The Six of Wands, a celebration, and Two of Cups. Their personality is more of this loving nature here, I feel. And this could be they were a nurse or a maid or something in this time frame. Not necessarily the Justice card itself, but they could have been, I feel like a headmistress of something. It's weird. Of a school of, I don't know why this makes me think of a lunch lady, cafeteria lunch lady, too. I don't know why. Maybe it's the hair thing. I don't know, but I feel like a lunch lady, cafeteria lady, like she was the head of the cafeteria. It's a school cafeteria. And then the Six of Wands here, I always get a negative vibe from that card, just because Six of Wands is usually about celebration, honoring this person, and it almost appears as if they are stripping her of her her title, her namesake. Maybe that's the whole reason why I'm using this deck. Maybe that's one of her, she was, she worked hard and she was stripped of that. She wasn't allowed to work, or maybe something closed down or something like that. And then this just, to me, represents her personality. She's very loving, very kind, very sweet-natured. And maybe she was taken advantage of one too many times. And she just wants the light switch left alone. I don't know why I keep coming back to that, but she just wants what she wants, because she didn't get everything she needed in life, so she just wants the light switch left alone. I don't know. And then the message she has for you, and that's the Death card. That's not right. I just feel like she's dead. And it's weird because, and I'm not saying you're going to find her in your wall, but this kind of looks like the wall's been knocked down because there's been remodeling, and then the skeleton is found in the wall. So that's quite interesting there. I don't know why, but I don't necessarily feel like this person is a relative, but I don't feel like they're unknown either. I don't know why that, if that makes any sense at all. I feel like you may know who this person is, but they're not blood related. Don't know why. And maybe they were the lunch lady at your cafeteria in school. I don't know. I don't know where you live. I don't know where they lived or where this is. I kept feeling like there was a slight, like, northern type accent when she's screaming at me, don't mess with the light switch. But anyway, so let's look at what the book says real quick for the Devil. Got the Death and the Devil in this, and everything else about this deck this spread feels very lighthearted, including this and the images I was getting earlier. I don't. It's weird. We got the Devil. Devil. I gotta find it. Shadow Self. Raven's Shadow Self. It enslaves the lovers with her jealousy. Perhaps she enslaves herself. Are you the devil or the victim? What or who holds the power over you? Shadow, darkness, power, control, temptation, obsession, hedonism, and deception. So, and this to me traces back to here, where I feel like there's some kind of deception. Maybe she was stripped of something here. I feel like something was stripped away from her. And that's why the Devil card popped up, because she feels like someone in an evil capacity took advantage of her. Interesting. And then we have the Justice card. There's 5 cards, and 3 of them are majors. That's weird, right? Like, weird. Okay, Justice. Where are you? Yeah. The head maid. She pays close attention the maids in her charge. She rules the pantry and her staff with an iron fist. And see, okay, she's the head maid. To me, maid is a cleaner, but she's ruling her pantry with an iron fist. That's food related. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't ever read the book in this deck, so that's insane. Work, law, logic, balance, intellect, decision, court proceedings, and rules. And I have found lately that I have a very specific affection toward the Justice card. And they have to look a certain way. This one's kind of cool, but I don't like the scales unbalanced. Because to me, justice is all about bringing justice, bringing balance, karma getting her due, which she always gets. Okay? And so that's what I see in Justice card. And it's funny that I'm seeing this unbalance here, and then you see this almost like being stripped away here. Court proceeding and rules, and I always see this way. It's very, to me, usually a very rigid, very black and white. There's no gray period with the Justice card, and I'm learning that I'm that way in life too, because I find that if I act a certain way, I want everybody else to act that way as well, and then I get upset when they don't. And I'm coming to realize that I am more like the Justice card in the fact that I need to kind of sway some of that and realize there is gray areas, and a lot of things, most things, have gray areas. So I just found that quite interesting. And then this is with the unbalanced scales, and then we go right into the Six of Wands, which I will find here, which seems to be not of a celebration, but of like not even being captured or being stripped of something. And it says here in the Six of Wands, the release. Raven breaks free of the brood. She escapes their wicked plans and absconds with their fire. Advancement, achievement, victory, triumph, and news. So I found that quite interesting. She's broken free of that. And then we have the Two of Cups. Two of Cups. Two of Cups. The romance. Raven meets the Knight of Cups when she least expects it. In the otherness, they recognize each other. The world is transformed. Desire, love, and compassion is mirrored, and the heart's desire is met. Union, attraction, meeting, affinity, heart's desire. And that kind of makes me feel like she had a spouse or husband or whatever, and they've reunited on the other side. That's pretty beautiful. And then the Death card. Death card. I pulled that card a lot lately, and I hope it don't mean literal death, because okay, the Angel of Death strikes. She chooses and wields new beginnings in her disastrous wake. Transition, revolution, passage, evolution, regeneration, and threshold. And again, there's the threshold is, again, to me, I think of a mantle or a threshold crossing some invisible line, maybe. And maybe that's what she's seeing, it why the scales are unbalanced, because she thinks that something with the remodeling has crossed the line. And I keep hearing that it's, of course, going back to the stupid light switch. And then, of course, the sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows keeps blasting in my head, too. So I hope she likes this video. I don't know what else to do here, so I'm going to close. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos. And I will send her the link so she knows that I've done the video. If she wishes to say who she is, I will post that. Also, if she has any comments on anything I've said here, let me know in the comments below. Other than that, you guys have a good night.